Today we're going to attempt to answer a question that I get asked a lot more frequently than you'd think I would. How much do I earn on YouTube? The answer's nowhere near as simple as you'd think it'd be, and so we're going to do a little bit of investigation in this episode in order to try and answer it. So come on into the ditch. I'm your resident ditch witch, Tara Tyne, and we're about to get witchy, whether you like it or not. So if you don't already know, YouTube's algorithm is kind of famously mysterious. So what does that actually mean? Well, an algorithm is sort of the
calculations that a search engine like YouTube is using in order to decide how many people to show your video to.
And how much you're going to get paid for those views. So the kinds of things that algorithms depend on: the country you're based in, the length of your video, how on brand your content is, how long people watch for, whether or not they watch the ads, because that's actually where your revenue comes from for the most part. So you know, on my videos at the start and probably at the end and sometimes in the middle as well, you get advertisements. Well, if you watch 30 seconds of that advertisement, I get the full payment possible from your view of the ads on my video. If you only watch a few seconds of that video, I get paid little to nothing.
Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
And there are other ways to get paid from YouTube. We'll talk about those shortly. But for now, it's ad revenue mainly that I want to have a look at. So if you really just want a very simple answer to this question, in that how much money on average I get paid for each single video that I make. And I suppose the easiest way to answer that question would be to take the total amount I've earned and divide it by the amount of videos I've made, right? And if we do that, I'm coming out with about €4.22 per video. But that includes 7 months worth of videos that I made before my channel got monetized. That also includes the handful of my videos which were demonetized because I didn't fully understand copyright at the time. And so already it's a little bit more difficult to tell exactly how much I'm making on average per video, because I am now making revenue for the videos that I made before the channel was monetized. But for the first 7 months while I was waiting to be monetized, I made no revenue on them at all. That's how one of my most popular videos is actually on the very lower end of the payment scale, despite having over 9,000 views at time of recording. And if I click into my YouTube studio, I can tell you some more specific details about the kinds of videos that have earned me money. Okay, so you think a lot of views equals a lot of money. Yeah, not so much. So my by far most lucrative video so far has been one that I put out in and around a year, almost to the day at time of filming. That video, What's the Big Secret, where I discussed my upcoming artist's residency in Anton Arts Centre in Dundalk. It was a bit of a reveal, you know. And the surprising thing about it is that it only got 441 views, and yet it somehow earned me €133.99. That was a video with no research, no major production values. I mean, the sound in it was terrible, let's be honest. But what it did have was a lot of comments and a lot of thumbs up underneath. So it was all of you leaving me comments with your best wishes and blessings for my upcoming project, and clicking the like button as well. I mean, that's the only thing I can see that's special about this video that has so few views. By contrast, okay, don't go thinking that I get 100 odd euro. That's literally the only video of mine that has even come close to breaking the €100 mark. It tells me here that my next most lucrative video earned me €22.58 in the year and a half that it's been up online. That video was only about half the length of the first one, coming in at around 6 minutes I think, and it has 5,336 views. And And just to prove that it's not about the views, you might remember my video from a few weeks back where I discussed the pros and cons, aka the truth, of living in a derelict cottage. That video has been one of my best performing videos to date by way of the amount of views that I got within the first 7 days that it had been uploaded. That video has over 4,500 views, and yet I've only earned €5.12 from that. So if you're not from a Eurozone country, just for context, €5 would get you a cup of coffee and maybe a bun. And so the mystery continues. So after having dug through my ad revenue and stuff, I was still really none the wiser as to what it was that I was actually earning from my ad revenue, because even if I was to get a figure, I also have to bear in mind that I'm only coming away with 55% of my actual earnings on YouTube. Yep, that means 45% of everything I earn goes back to YouTube. It's their cut, and I mean, I suppose without them, my channel wouldn't be possible, so they can do it and no one's gonna complain, really. And yes, that 45% is even taken off channel memberships, which is when you scroll down to below the video and click the join button. In my case, you'll see that there are 3 different payment tiers, so people sign up to those, and that means regular income coming in for me on a monthly basis, regardless of how my videos perform. It works a little bit like Patreon in that there's extra content for channel members that can't be seen by non-channel members. So yeah, almost half of that money goes to YouTube as well. But like I said, I'm not complaining, because 55% of my income is better than no percents. And for me, honestly, what makes YouTube really worth it is the indirect income. So having been working on this channel for the last 2.5 years, the employment opportunities outside of YouTube, which have come my way because of my channel and the videos that I upload here, well, that's been the real surprise, honestly. The rabbit holes that I get brought down because of the research I do for my channel and the unusual things that I take an interest in often lead to me being hired to give talks, to facilitate workshops, classes, and even a 3-month artist's residency. And that's just in the first 2.5 years. So to say it has been an exciting journey for me so far would be a bit of an understatement. I can't believe how far I've come since I first started this channel. There I was, shooting on an iPad, using desk lamps for my lighting kit. And what's been really nice as a result of the income that I gain from my YouTube channel is being able to invest money back into it. So I've upgraded my camera, I've upgraded my audio, I've upgraded my lighting kit. It's clear that it's definitely a worthwhile investment. So no, my YouTube income is not funding 3-week-long holidays in the Bahamas or anything like that. But it is paying for itself, which is truly awesome. It's truly humbling as well, really. Because I just started doing this sort of for fun because the lockdown was happening and people were stuck in their homes, and they were mostly ranging somewhere between really quite bored and going completely stir crazy. And because I'd been watching so much YouTube at the time, I thought it was only fair to share my weird and wonderful adventures in craft, because yes, that is how I started out, with a wider audience who might find it interesting. And although the content has, let's say, evolved quite considerably since those early videos, it has been so heartening to see that my audience has only been growing and growing and growing. So I want to just take this opportunity to thank you so much for tuning in, for hitting subscribe, for leaving me a comment, for hitting the like button. Every little really does help, and I love you. I love you all. Mwah, 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 mwah. So if you're thinking about getting into YouTubing and you're afraid that you're maybe not going to be able to appeal to that massive niche where you end up getting hundreds of thousands of views per video, but you're wondering maybe if it's worth your while doing it for the little bit of income and possible other employment opportunities that might come from it, well, I suppose the answer is, how efficiently are you going to be able to do the channel? When I think back to some of the videos which took me 20 odd hours to edit and realised that I only got an average of €4.22 for each one of them, it makes me a little bit sad. But if it wasn't for this channel, I wouldn't have this house that I'm sitting in right now. So for me, it was definitely worth it. And I suppose my best advice is to just give it a go. It's hard not to get sucked into the YouTube trap of constantly trying to beat the algorithm and ensure that your next video performs better than your last video, but what can I say? YouTube are live! And don't forget to hit subscribe, as if I didn't already say it 10 times in this video. But if you do hit subscribe, there'll be lots more fun and witchy adventures. That I can almost guarantee. I upload most Thursdays, and you're not going to want to miss it. Slán agus banach, goodbye, and good luck to you. I also just wanted to jump in here really quickly at the end and say a special thank you to everybody who has donated via my Buy Me a Coffee and Ko-Fi accounts over the last 2.5 years. They have gone a long way towards keeping the channel afloat, and when things got kind of tough over the last couple of months here at the house, well, that little extra bit of income went a massive way. So thank you so much to everybody who has donated there. If you would like to donate via the Buy Me a Coffee or Ko-Fi accounts, the links to those are just down below the video. That's it. Go on, scroll down, have a wee look. You might need to click the description and then it just pops up. Yeah, see, there they are. There's no pressure, obviously. Your views and engagement are a massive help, but never let it be said that the links were hard to find, okay?